Okay. Dear Carrie, this letter is going to be one of the most difficult letters I've had to write. Not because of what I need to tell you, but because of the things I need to admit if I'm to be honest and open. But firstly, I want to tell you how much I appreciate who you helped me become. There are times that I reflect on your fears and how you face them, which give me courage now, such as when as a 16-year-old travelling with the family through Thailand, you drew the short straw and had to travel by yourself into Bangkok to ensure that all 6 tickets the family needed to head to Burma were booked and confirmed. I know how scared you were. I hear my dad laughing at that one. I know how scared you were and that you were so far out of your comfort zone that you wanted to cry or have some excuse that would give the job to someone else. Your need to appear mature enough to do such a job outweighed any chance that you would possibly refuse to do it. Your need to prove that you could meant that you did. I remember the heat on the day, the weight of the air, and everyone else lying around the pool at the Atlanta hotel, and you asking if anyone wanted to come with you, adding that the markets would be good that day. Nobody was convinced. I remember you as you got on the bus trying to communicate to the driver where you wanted to go and wandering the busy city centre trying to find the right offices. I also remember the pride you felt when you returned to the hotel, having managed the Asian transport system and language barriers and accomplished the ticket bookings. Whenever I'm out of my comfort zone, now at 53, I think of you at that moment, knowing that I am up for the challenge, even if I don't want to be. So thank you. I also want to thank you for your compassion you developed and the understanding of the wealth and variety of cultures and communities in this wonderful world. I remember your reluctance to leave Australia on your year-long round-the-world family trip. You had a boyfriend you didn't want to say goodbye to. You knew he wouldn't wait for your return, even if you didn't know that he would sample your best friend for a while not long after you left. But there was no choice. You went, and on arrival in Denpasar Airport, you embraced the adventure. And through your parents' socially accepting and willingness to experiment attitude, you gradually stripped off your Western blinkers and dove into the deep pool of human experience. You were able to use your experiences through Southeast Asia, India and Nepal to assimilate the trials and inequities of third world living without judgment or conceit and build on your growing good sense of fairness and social conscience. I also want to thank you for never losing the sense of wonder of the world, even though now at 53 and scared of where the world is heading, I can still have those wow moments that remind me of the time you saw the Himalayas up close for the first time. You were sitting on the veranda at a hostel in Pemyangsi in northwest Sikkim. You had just walked uphill for 3 kilometres with a pack on your back with your brother, his girlfriend, your sister and an Indian traveller, Imran. The hostel sat near the edge of a massive drop into a valley which rose into the clouds on the other side. You could make out the shape of yaks on the far mountainside. Your breath was taken as a jigsaw of mountains appeared as the clouds gradually cleared and finally revealed a view of the peaks as far as the eye could see. Your wonder at the beauty and the age, the height causing you to look up rather than across to the mountains, is still with me. In your diary of that moment, you also had dread of the destructive force of humans and that something so majestic and ancient could be destroyed in a heartbeat of the time by human gravitation to nuclear power and arsenals. And when you walked through the entry gates and saw the Taj Mahal for the first time, the term breathtaking made literal sense. Your ability to see beauty and wonder in the merest of things, such as colourful bugs, as well as in sunsets and grand buildings and landscapes, has stayed with me. So yes, I need to thank you, but this needs to stop. I must at this point, before you begin to feel too full of yourself, say that you got a few things wrong. When I think of your teenage, know-it-all arrogance in certain situations, I cringe. And your need to be grown up causing you to make some stupid mistakes. Smoking? What on earth possessed you to think that it was okay, even after all the specific warnings of cancer in our family? This was your one rebellion against parents who were tolerant of almost anything. Couldn't you have picked something a little less self-destructive? And the back pain I suffer today can almost solely be attributed to your reckless behaviour. You could never admit you were not capable of doing something. Skateboarding down the Rocky Mountains, preparing for a competition, and ending your skateboarding career in one fall that cracked your hip. Again, what possessed you? You had barely ever been on a skateboard before that. Change in barometric pressure is a continual reminder of that fall. You also have an overinflated sense of your ability to know people. Luckily, through your many mistakes, I have developed a more tolerant and hesitant approach to judging people. Under your surface pretense of open-mindedness and tolerance lay a rigid, simplistic worldview, largely formed from the travel experiences in the third world, combined with a socially progressive middle-class background that condemns certain people to be labelled fuckwits, a favourite term of yours. Under this same schemata, you would also raise certain, sometimes undeserving people in your mind to cool, which was often well beyond their full potential of being losers. With that elevation, you would trust people who really should not have been trusted, such as the cool guy fellow traveller who stole all your money and skedaddled when you were at the doctor's about your cracked hip. Whoa, I think I've just moved stuff. Okay. I would love to warn you of certain things, but it's too late for that, and you're not the sort to heed warnings anyway. Do I need to remind you about the smoking? For all those things that you have done that make me cringe now, there is a question that I need to ask myself. If you did those things in front of me now, at 53 years old, would I shrug, laugh, cry, forgive or condemn you? On the most part, I think it is forgive, but you still make me cringe and laugh. You have a wonderful future in front of you. Make the most of it. Love from Carrie.